to the Ville, Yankeeville. Welcome everyone back to the channel. It's David here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to the channel. And if you're new here, after the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Well, let's get into the video. Was Aaron Judge's first WBC run a disappointment or a failure? I think it's a pretty mixed bag out there. There's been a lot of negative insight on kind of where Aaron Judge has fallen with his performance, whether in the WBC or the playoffs in general. And let's kind of discuss it. So when it comes to the 2026 WBC, Aaron Judge, he played 7 games. He had a .222 batting average, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, and an .845 OPS. So by the counting numbers, aside from the batting average, everything looked pretty good. He had over 800 OPS. That's down compared to Aaron Judge standards. Obviously, the past 4 years, he's been over 1,000, just about. So obviously in the 7-game sample size, pretty small, but he was down compared to his prior performance. Obviously, the batting average is very low, only a .222. That is not up to par with Aaron Judge standards. I think at this point, everyone expects Aaron Judge to be about a 300 hitter. He's that good of a hitter. So off of just the counting stats, yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointment compared to other stars in the tournament, Juan Soto or any other players kind of that caliber. But overall, the championship game versus Venezuela, it does stand out a lot because of just the performance overall. He went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. A lot of those strikeouts came in key moments with runners on, just overall with high momentum and high stakes in the game. Aaron Judge was either swinging for a strikeout or looking. So it kind of really highlighted some of the glaring misses that we've seen throughout the WBC or just overall with Aaron Judge in his career. I mean, at times in big spots, you know, Aaron Judge is prone to strike out. But Aaron Judge, obviously, great player. He's my favorite player. But when it comes to spots like that, you kind of have to acknowledge what you see on the screen. But Aaron Judge is just unfortunate. I think this should have been his moment as the captain of the Team USA. But you know, sometimes it doesn't go your way. But, you know, Team USA ended up losing to Venezuela, and Venezuela was a better team that night. Now, when it comes to just overall blame for that game, Aaron Judge was not the only bad player in that lineup. When we look at the lineup, the rest of the lineup was 3 for 26. And outside of everyone else, Bryce Harper was the only one that really contributed. He went 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. He had that clutch home run in the 8th or the 9th, which ended up tying the game back up at 2. Bryce Harper before that was extremely cold throughout the WBC, but when it came to this championship game, and actually, you know, a lot of times throughout Bryce Harper's career, he came through when it really mattered. That home run ultimately saved the U.S. for that moment, and, you know, it put some new life into the team, but ultimately Venezuela ended up winning with that Eugenio Suarez RBI in the 9th. But Bryce Harper was the only key contributor in that lineup. Everyone else didn't do much. I think Bryce Terang was the only other player besides Bryce Harper that had a hit. But like I said, Aaron Judge didn't really contribute. Struck out 3 times, and the rest of that lineup were non-factors. But Aaron Judge was not the only bad player in that game. And then overall, is the public reaction warranted or is it exaggerated? I think it's a combination. I think it's a spillover effect. Obviously, the WBC is a few weeks, or actually like a week and a half before the regular season. So a lot of fans are gearing up towards the regular season. And the last time we saw Aaron Judge in a regular season, a postseason setting, he was great. But I think overall it's the sentiment that Aaron Judge doesn't really perform in the playoffs in high key spots. So I think that's where some of that exaggeration is coming from. But I think some of it is just, I think fans just really want to see Aaron Judge have his moments. They understand Aaron Judge is a great player. He's an MVP player. He's been MVP 3 of the last 4 years, and you really want to see Aaron Judge come through in those spots because it just makes baseball better. It's like fans want to see LeBron come through in a major spot. They want to see Kobe come through in a major spot. Steph Curry come through in a major spot. It just makes the game better. And it's just a great highlight to see a key player come through when his team really needed him, and they produce. So I think that's where some of the frustration comes. But I don't think a lot of the frustration should be warranted towards Aaron Judge. Like I said before, the whole team was not hitting throughout the WBC, not even just this Venezuela championship game, the round before. The U.S. only scored 2 runs. That team is a full-blown all-star team, and they only scored 2 runs. So the offense has been straining for a while over the past few games, and when it comes to the championship, you really are exposed as to how you were performing before. So that's kind of where we stand. Now, like I hinted on before, Aaron Judge in the 2025 playoffs, he showed out. He had his moment, and he performed. He had a 500 average. He had a home run, that key home run that he hit off the left foul pole. That was a crazy home run. I don't know how he hit basically 100 miles per hour on his hands. He turned on that, and that thing banged off the foul pole, and that was a really, really good key moment for him. I was really happy when he hit that. He had 7 RBIs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts with a 1273 OPS. You can't say Aaron Judge didn't show up last playoffs. You can say something about the WBC, but as far as Aaron Judge in the playoffs, that was his year that he proved that he can hit in the playoffs. He can handle the pressure. I just think overall, it's kind of hard because when it comes to sports cycle, everyone lives in the moment. What did you do for me lately, basically? Not what did you do for me 3 months ago. It's about what you did yesterday. I think people are forgetting about that, and we need to keep that in our head as we go into the regular season and we go into the 2026 playoffs eventually. Aaron Judge has performed before, and I wouldn't doubt him. Now, another thing that's a phenomenon is that success, it takes time, especially in this modern time frame where there's a lot of talent. Things just take time to develop overall, like with the WBC. The U.S. didn't win in 2023, and that team, maybe not as good as this one, but the team had a lot of talent on it. Mike Trout, just a lot of other key contributors on that team. I think people just ultimately want things to happen in the now, and that they are not reading the room. The room is that Japan has gotten a lot better. Other Latin American countries have gotten better. The Dominican Republic didn't even make the finals. And if you look at the lineup of the Dominican Republic, arguably they probably had the best lineup outside of the U.S., and they didn't even make it. Venezuela is a great country. I think it really surprised me when I was watching the game as to how much talent they had on the team. I was like, wow, this is another MLB player. A lot of contributing players, whether all-stars, young in their career, like a Churio on the Brewers. You got Luis Arias, a batting champion. You got Eugenio Suarez, a great home run threat. You got all these different players, Acuna leading off the game, and all those talents combined. I think Venezuela just was really hungry. They wanted to bring that home to the country, and when it comes to Latin American players, they're really proud to play for the country. And I think it's a great thing, even at the expense of the U.S. team. It was great to see those players celebrate and, bring home a championship to the country. But like I said before, the talent pool is ever expanding. It's not just the U.S. blowing everyone out of the water. Kind of like even in Olympic basketball, it's the same thing. The game has gotten global, and the global expansion has led to the U.S. not looking as strong. And we're definitely see that in baseball as well. So we really had to look at the room. At the end of the day, it is a team sport. Not one player can contribute and do everything on the team. But overall, the landscape has gotten a lot tougher, whether that's in the regular season, the Yankees compared to other teams, even within their division. The division is very tough. Yeah, the Red Sox, the Orioles are going to be good again. The Rays are always a sleeper team. All these teams come not out of nowhere, but they obviously are able to build up their teams and contribute to having a competitive product. So I think overall people need to understand that the game is as competitive as ever now, whether that global landscape of the WBC or in the local landscape of the MLB. So I think that's food for thought when it comes to the competition there. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you think Aaron Judge had a good WBC, or do you think it was a failure? And also, what did you think about the WBC overall? Were you impressed with a lot of the games, a lot of performances? And what do you think of some of the Yankees' key players' performance in the WBC? But thank you for returning to the channel. Hope you liked it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you next time. But welcome to the Ville, Yankeeville.